Hello and welcome to the channel. In this video I will show you how you can buy shares in the Norwegian savings banks cheaply, and the method will be shown here in this video. And why? Because when we buy the shares when they're trading really cheaply, we get historically very good returns. And in Norway the banks have been really profitable, and that's many reasons, but here is the method how you can see it. So in Fiscal, for example, which I recommend, and please feel free to use via the link here, you can have a look at the Norwegian banks, and all of these that are labeled Sparebank, savings banks, they have a different setup than the regular limited company or normal entities. But you can still invest in those, but you just have to know the method of how to know the real equity per share or per equity certificate. And I will show you how you can do that. And historically, the best investors in Norway have made fortunes, just a simple method that I will show in this video here. And that is to go into the annual report and look at the history of the banks and just find those that are more profitable than the others. And you can look at the figures here. You see the return on equity. If that is really high and sustained really high returns, just look for 5 or 10 years. Just filter out those banks that have that every quarter. Then you filter out all the good banks. And then when you have the good banks, focus on trying to buy those tangible loans that are or the equity of the banks, and then have a look here how to find the real price to equity. And you don't see everything here on my screen now, but I can show you if you meet in the community on YouTube here later. And you just look at the share price and try and get it at a low price compared to book. And if you see in my table here, towards third quarter of 2023, you were pretty close to 1.2 in price book, and then it starts to get quite cheap. And that's the idea. You have to read it here because the savings banks have only a ratio of the book value available to the public owners. And you have to understand that the book equity per share is different than the share price. And they calculate here for you. I believe it's 67% that is the equity certificate ratio. And then just see that the price book to value here, that's the real price book that you need to find, and not what stock market terminals quickly give. So read it in the annual reports and figure out what is a good price. For example, I would be very happy to get, let's say, a 20 or 30% discount to the price now. That would give us roughly 1.2 or closer to 1 in the book. And then I would just multiply that with the share price now. So I would then be more interested in buying the bank at close to 150 Norwegian krones per certificate, and then just wait for that to happen, and then we are closer to 1.0 in price book. So that's the method, and I can show you here an example how much return that would have given you historically, at least, if you had been very disciplined in buying the shares here around the third quarter of 2022, and how much you would be getting there as a long-term investor. Roughly here, just the price increase is roughly 20% historically, but they pay a lot of dividends also. So if you just sit long-term, you see that the total return, including dividends, is approaching 30% in this case. And that's a nice combination of buying the shares at a real price-to-book ratio of 1.2 or so, and then waiting for a normal price of 1.4 or 1.5 in price book, and then receiving the dividends every year in addition. There are many opportunities like this, and feel free to follow a link or contact me here, and we can look at this together. There are more than 100 savings banks in Norway, and all the time you can look in the terminal here, or you can see that the price book swings a lot. Maybe some years in between, but just waiting patiently for that to happen is really valuable and can give a better return if you like to own these kind of companies here. So thank you for watching until the end, and feel free to give a like if that was interesting content, and feel free to join when I open up a community here that we can look at this together, and I make a database here that we can see this every time the stock will decline enough. We will be notified when we are getting a discount accordance with this method. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you in the next video.